There's so much fodder provided from Fox News about anything that is sitting on the right of politics, and how we are dished out a bunch of right-wing speaking points that I think are worth noting, because most of the time they're absolute crap. But it is interesting to see what Sky News are doing, because often, most times, and particularly in the opinion pieces, so I'm not going to have a go at their genuine news service. That's not too bad, skewed a little bit, but it's generally not too bad. But certainly their opinion pieces, their after dark commentators often make some statements which I find surprising. Okay, I don't really find surprising, I lied. It is quite normal. So, but it is fun to highlight exactly what they are. So in the next clip, they're having a go at Biden for wanting to debate Trump, because for whatever reasons which escape me, they think that that Trump would wipe the floor with Biden, be a one-sided debate. They think that because it'll be CNN that's holding the first debate, that clearly it'll be leaning towards Biden, that Biden will get the soft questions and Trump will get the more harder, complicated questions. That's bullshit. They both get the same question. So I really don't know what they're talking about there. But the point is that these are both old farts. The difference between the age of these two guys is 3 years. So what is the issue about in relation to Biden? Because it does appear a little bit slower. I agree, he would not have been my preference in order to win this election. I think they should have chosen someone like Gavin Newsom, for example, who would have wiped the floor with someone like Trump. But nevertheless, I think Biden's likely to win a debate. He certainly seemed to win the last two debates that these two dudes had and won the election. So to say that he will fail at this attempt is unfair, untrue, disingenuous, basically. So, but this is what this particular woman, which is Kristen Tate, who's a right-wing commentator that Sky News get on to spread their propaganda. So, and they're talking just vaguely about the election, about the debate. But this particular point, which is talking about Trump being funny, I have never, and maybe it's just my sense of humour, but I've never found anything that Trump says as humorous. I find it disturbing, but I've never found it humorous. So to think that Donald Trump is some form of comedian is, well, it's just not true. There's nothing funny about him, but she seems to think that there is, and this is what she has to say.
That it'll be in the favor of Trump as well, because most Americans watching these debates absolutely cannot stand these moderators, and it makes Trump look so good, and people love it when he just puts these debate moderators in their place, and he actually almost starts debating the moderators in many cases, and he's always so funny. That's what we love about Trump.
Well, the Trump court case is coming to a climax. We'll talk about that next week, but I want to talk about how desperate some of the campaigning is, especially from the Democrats trying to...
Now, this part I find interesting, because I have followed this, and this is really about a campaign that some affiliated organisation with Trump campaign had put out. So it didn't come directly from Trump. So this is an affiliated campaign, and it is in itself, I found some of the script used on this particular ad rather distressing.
Create conspiracies about Donald Trump. First up, just have a look at this little clip from a Donald Trump online campaign ad.
What happens after Donald Trump wins? What's next for America? The economy booms. American energy is unleashed and an end to crushing taxes. The border is closed and the largest deportation in history is underway.
All right, so it's pretty...
And that's not disturbing. That for whatever reason that the greatest number of deportations is likely to happen, that doesn't disturb people. That if you've been living in there, if you're born in the United States but don't have citizenship, that you're going to be rounded up, popped into some sort of concentration camp and then deported. That's kind of not a concern. I don't understand that at all.
Pretty obvious what that ad is. It's all fake headlines pushing the Trump messages, and there's all gibberish words there in the background. I don't know whether anybody's ever read them, but the Democrats have found the phrase unified Reich. And I kid you not, they get the president of the US, the leader of the free world, to make something of this. Have a look.
And they did, and I think rightfully so. So I won't play what Joe says, it's irrelevant to the debate. The point was that once that was identified, so the post was reposted by Trump. So his campaign per se didn't make it, someone else made it for him. And once that post was made and the Third Reich was noticed and mentioned by the left, that post was taken down. So they realised how damaging it could be. And this is part of the problem with the Trump campaign, is that a lot of people who think that they're doing the right thing in relation to the Republican Party are not. And that if they continue making advertisements similar to this one, they will find they will continually get feedback from the Democrats about how damaging it is, and consequently they'll take those particular posts down. So one could say that the vetting process for their advertisements is not as solid as it could be. So let me know about, I don't know if anybody's ever seen the ad or anyone ever follows any of this shit from the United States, but if you have, let me know what you think. I think it will be a scary period when if Trump does win this election, but it'll be kind of fun to watch it nevertheless. It'll be fun to see exactly what happens in the United States, where this man rounds up millions of people, locks them into concentration camps, tries to find other countries that will accept them. We know ourselves from Australia that is a hard task, but nevertheless, that's what the man will do. He'll take away all their rights, wind up making sure that the licenses for all the TV networks that disagree with him are cancelled. The people that have confronted him and identified him as being the great dick that he is will in turn be all locked up, and Biden himself will find himself in jail simply because he was an opponent. That's the way it's going to go. Okay, that's fine. Turn your country into the shithouse that it actually is, and see how the rest of the world choose to respond, because you will become a pariah. And some of us will sit back and say, well, even the Roman Empire had its day, and it's possible that America will also have theirs. In the meantime, take care, look after yourselves, and be safe.